What's up you guys, it's Ben and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. So, how much money can you really make selling on Amazon? In today's video, I'm going to try and answer that question. Now, as you can imagine, selling on Amazon and expecting various results depends on so many factors. It depends on whether or not you get the right product. It depends on what kind of pictures you're going to be using. It depends on the niche that you're going to be getting into. However, guys, I tried to answer that question because I think it's an important question for all the new Amazon FBA sellers that are thinking about going into this business model and want to get an idea of what exactly they can actually make. Now, for this particular video, I am actually going to tell you how much, in my personal opinion, realistically you can look to make if you're starting with £1,000 budget, £5,000 budget and £10,000 budget. And I actually did a little bit of research, not academically research, so to speak. However, given the fact that I've actually been mentoring students and have got quite a lot of connections in terms of other Amazon FBA sellers that are really successful now, anywhere from 6, 7 to even 8-figure sellers, and people that literally just started off, I've asked a few of them to actually give me their opinions as to what is a realistic figure to expect to make in a space of 12 months. And in this video, I'm going to share those opinions with you. Now, of course, I understand you may potentially disagree with them, and that is absolutely fine. The whole point of this video is twofold. Number one, to give you a realistic expectation and kind of give you a reality check to understand exactly how much money you should be looking to make within the very first year. And secondly, to give you maybe a plan or maybe some sort of target to potentially strive for that you can potentially go after for the next 12 months. Because in my personal opinion, what keeps me going selling on Amazon is having various targets, whether it's a monthly target or a yearly target to strive for. For example, in my case, in this year, I want to reach over £800,000 in revenue and at least have 1 month where I have reached £100,000 revenue in 1 month. Having these targets is really, really important. So with that being said, guys, if you are interested in selling on Amazon, then please don't forget to check the links down below for my own personal mentorship where I will help you and guide you along the way of Amazon FBA. Otherwise, guys, if you're running on a relatively lower budget, but you still want to use some of the business tools that I use, then please don't forget to check the links down for Awesome, the most reliable e-commerce accountants out there. Helium 10, by far the best product research tool out there in the market, or Tide, the most customer and user-friendly business bank account to start off your Amazon FBA business. And with that being said, guys, let's get straight to the video. Right, guys, so before we get into the video, there's a few things that you must know. When seeing these figures, first and foremost, you have to understand that this is basically thinking about 1st of January until the 31st of December, over a 12-month period. So let's say you're starting selling on 2020, January the 1st of 2022, how much money can you expect to make within that particular year? And secondly, what you have to realize as well is that all of this money that you have potentially made, we are working under the premise that you would be reinvesting that money back into the business, because that is effectively how the businesses tend to grow, as opposed to you potentially taking some money out as a loan repayment or a salary or a dividend or whatever. Now, again, guys, remember, this is not factual at all. So many factors go into this. This is purely an opinion from myself and a few other sellers who have been selling on Amazon for quite a few years. So first things first, let's talk about budget of £1,000. This is a relatively low budget, and the poor or effectively under average result or potentially profit figure that you should be looking to make at the end of the year of 12 months is roughly around £2,500. In this case, you basically would buy a product and it effectively turns over once. What I mean by that is basically you use up the whole £1,000 roughly on a product that doesn't sell very well. You sell maybe 1 to 2 a day throughout the year, and you don't actually get to invest any more money into the business. However, given that you have an ROI of over 100%, your poor result should be around £2,000 to £2,500 in profit, which is okay. I mean, this is not what we should be striving for. In my personal opinion, a lot of people that actually do take this seriously would be able to make a lot more. The average is roughly around £5,000. This basically means you have sold the product, it sells relatively well, around 3 to 5 units a day. You manage to sell out the units, restock, effectively use that profit to maybe potentially get another product or maybe a third product as well to potentially grow your business that much further. And then a really good result would be around £10,000 or plus. And this is realistic because if you find a product that matches a lot of what customers are looking for on Amazon, you'd be surprised of how quickly you'd be able to sell out. And once you sell out, of course, you use the profits from that product to buy more inventory and therefore continue selling. And this is where the exponential returns start to appear. Because if you find a product that customers are really, really looking for and are really excited about, then you will see that profit doubling much, much faster. Now, in my personal opinion, this is what I have found from my case. I started in the month of June with £1,200 and I was able to make £7,600 profit in a space of 6 to 7 months effectively, which is around the really good figure effectively. And then also, in my personal opinion, people that start with £1,000 budget, in most cases, from my experience, once they start off and they see the proof of concept, they see that they can sell at a profit. In most cases, over the next 12 months, effectively, they will try and get more money together, whether it's from friends and family, whether it's from work or whatever, to include into the business to increase that budget and therefore speed up the growth process. That is exactly what I did when I started with £1,200 and I saw the proof of concept. I invested another £1,000 for my second product to just speed things up a little bit. Now, the main problem with people that have £1,000 budget, as you can imagine, is the actual budget itself. You don't have an infinite amount of money to spend on ads. You don't have enough money to actually get 2 or 3 or 4 products. You are limited by how much money you are actually putting into the business. And this is where your biggest problem is going to lie. And once you have found out that basically you can sell on Amazon, you can actually make money, which I keep repeating each and every single video, then hopefully you will start thinking about ways of getting more money together to get your second product launched, to get your third product launched, and hopefully reach more than £10,000 in profit in that 1 year. Next up, £5,000. Now, the poor result of £5,000 is roughly around £15,000 in profit. Basically, this is increased substantially from £1,000 budget because you are able to buy more products with that £5,000 budget. You can, matter of fact, buy probably 3, 4, 5 products within that £5,000. And what's important here is because you buy more products, you therefore diversify. Some products might do really well, some products may not do well at all. The chances are if you buy 5 products, 1 or 2 of them will do reasonably well, which is why I personally think £15,000 is a realistic figure for you to achieve over a course of a year. Now, the average is around £30,000. Hopefully, quite a few of your products sell decently, and then really good would be 45 and up. Now, what's important here, guys, to think about is that even with £1,000 or £5,000 budget, these profit figures to some of you guys may seem relatively low. Let's say, for example, we go back to £1,000 and the poor result or the average result is £5,000. And you may think, well, that's nothing. I'm just starting off with 1,000 and at the end of the year, I will only have £5,000 to show for it. But the truth is, but what other alternative do you have with a £1,000 budget? Let's say you put that £1,000 into cryptocurrencies or whatever. At this price, you would have to get the Bitcoin to 5x its current price in the next 12 months to reach the same returns. Okay, once you put it into that context, once you understand that budget of £1,000 is relatively low, having your expectations lowered as well is actually a really, really good idea. And hopefully it will just motivate you to save up more money so you can invest more money into the business. But let's go back to the £5,000. As you can see, the exponential returns go up substantially if you are finding good products, if you are actually doing what you're supposed to do when it comes to selling on Amazon, doing the correct research, putting in time and effort into your listings, answering customer queries, and so on. This business can really change your life if you're doing everything properly, because £45,000 profit in the first 12 months is actually a really good figure in my opinion. But what's the biggest problem for people that have that £5,000 profit? And that is lack of knowledge. Okay, the truth is, a majority of you guys will not have any business experience or potentially not any e-commerce experience. And lack of knowledge is a big problem, because once you get £5,000 and actually start buying products, you have to learn a lot. You have to learn a lot about product research. You have to learn a lot about speaking to suppliers, negotiating with suppliers, all the different shipping terms, taxes, and so on and so forth. There is a lot of information that you will have to take in, which is why people that have around £2,000 to £5,000 budget usually go for a potential course or potential mentorship by me, where they will actually get guidance and actually stop making various mistakes that could really ruin their chances of making 45 grand in profit and above. Now, let's go on to £10,000 budget. A poor version, in my opinion, could easily reach around £40,000 profit in a 12-month period. If you're reinvesting every single bit of that money that you make, any single profit, then you can make £40,000 quite easily, in my opinion, because now with a £10,000 budget, not only you get to buy quite a few products, but you also have quite a bit of money left over for potentially PPC ads or Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, or Instagram ads, to push your products up onto the first page. You can actually go for more competitive niches. You can go for niches that have got more revenue figures as well. And because you go for more competitive, more revenue driven niches and more products in general, the chances of you making quite a lot of profit in the 12-month period substantially grows as well. Average, as you can see, is around 55,000, and then really good is around 70 and above. Now, you may be thinking, well, really good sounds relatively low. Why is it only 7x my money, whereas actually the budget of £1,000, you actually 10x your money? The biggest problem with people that have budget of £10,000 is simply lack of time. What do I mean by that? Well, when you have £10,000, you have money, okay? You don't have any problems buying new products. But the problem then becomes is that you have so much to do, and majority of us will have a full-time job, will have family to look after, will have other things to do outside of Amazon FBA. But with a budget of £10,000, you will always have money there to buy a new product, to speak to suppliers, to potentially do a listing. And with a budget of £10,000, you can buy 5, 6, 7, 8 products relatively easily. And each and every single one of those products will require you to do product research, speak to suppliers, roughly 20 to 40 suppliers, negotiate with them, then get the product shipped to you, then label them, then make a listing, then do the images, and times that by 8 to 10 products. That requires a lot of time. And this is where your biggest problem going to be, which is why a lot of people with that sort of budget, and when they start making quite a bit of money, start thinking about getting virtual assistants, external help, and so on. You will also start having to think about VAT, because after £85,000 in revenue, you will have to pay VAT and various other things. So that's why because you get an increase in budget doesn't mean that you're not going to have any problems, and your path to success and profits is much, much easier. And with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you found it useful and insightful, because quite a bit of research went into this to get as most realistic figures, at least in my opinion, possible, to give you guys a realistic expectation as what you can make on Amazon FBA. Now, for some of you, you may not be interested in this. You may think this is not good enough and may look at other avenues to make money, which is absolutely fine. However, having some sorts of expectation, having something to have in the back of your head to target, to strive for the next 12 months, in my personal opinion, is a really, really good idea. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Check the links down below for my personal mentorship and FBA Mentor Academy course, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.